Hi everyone, how you all going? This is going to be my review of Captain America Brave New World, the latest installment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, 35th MCU film overall. This film was directed by Julius Onah, his very first Marvel movie he's actually directed. I haven't actually seen his previous movies. So what do I think of the film? I actually liked it. I actually personally liked it. Now, I will say there are some negatives, but I'll get into the pros first. I liked Anthony Mackie in this movie. I thought he was great. Harrison Ford, a couple of scenes, really stole the show. I thought he was terrific in a couple of scenes, and he didn't actually phone it in as he's done in some previous movies. I know some previous films he has phoned it in. Didn't feel that way in this movie, so I really enjoyed his performance in the movie. I really liked Carl Lumbly as Isaiah Bradley. I think he's actually not getting enough attention or enough recognition for his performance. I thought he was terrific in this movie as well. Plot is pretty straightforward. Basically, well, the movie begins with an action sequence with Sam, so Captain America, and Joaquin Falcon heading to saving some hostages. This will contain spoilers, by the way, so if you haven't seen the movie, please click away and go watch the film, and you can come back later, unless you don't care about being spoiled. They head off to save these hostages from Sidewinder, played by Giancarlo Esposito, who's also terrific in this movie. And they retrieve this canister containing adamantium, which was actually stolen by Sidewinder from a Japanese mining site. And then there's an attempted assassination against the US President Thaddeus Ross, played by Harrison Ford, with the shooters being Isaiah Bradley and four others, although he doesn't actually get shot. And then Sam and Joaquin basically come to the conclusion that he's actually the victim of mind control, and they, head off to actually clear his name. That's all I'm going to say in terms of the storyline. This movie does connect strongly to The Incredible Hulk from 2008, so if you're a fan of The Incredible Hulk 2008, you'll like this movie. I think you'll like this film. I like the fact it actually respects that movie. It actually paid homage to that movie, because that movie, in my opinion, is very underrated and also very underappreciated. I know some people don't like it, but overall, this movie, I like the fact, I thought the storyline was pretty solid for the most part. Yes, it does. There are some scenes that do feel a bit clunky, and the exposition does drag on quite considerably in some scenes. But overall, I thought this movie, the storyline was actually pretty solid for the most part. The action, I will say, there are a couple of standout action sequences. There are some clunky ones, however. Like, for example, the very opening action scene where Sam and Joaquin, so Captain America and Falcon, retrieve the canister. I thought that sequence, some of the fighting in that scene was a bit lackluster. But I will say there are some standout action sequences. So, for example, the battle over the Indian Ocean, where the American military forces go up against Japanese military forces to actually retrieve adamantium from Celestial Island. I thought that sequence was actually amazing. Didn't feel too long. It was pretty short, but that sequence over the Indian Ocean I thought was terrific. Really enjoyed that sequence. The Red Hulk fight at the very end between Captain America and, well, yeah, Red Hulk, Thaddeus Ross, who transforms into Red Hulk. I thought that sequence was also amazing. Now, Red Hulk doesn't have a lot of screen time in this movie, admittedly, but overall, that fight sequence did deliver, although I wish it would have happened a bit sooner, personally, because it, that is the big climax of the movie, but it felt like it came on too late, and it wasn't very long as well. It was a short sequence, and also came on a bit too late for my liking. Nothing I didn't like too much. This movie actually brought back Liv Tyler as Betty Ross, who was last previously seen in The Incredible Hulk from 2008. She had a huge role in The Incredible Hulk 2008, obviously. I would have liked her to have a bit more screen time in this movie. I do like the fact it ties up the whole loose end between Thaddeus Ross and his daughter, will be Betty, not having any contact, and gradually, they come to work things out. She goes and visits him in his holding cell. But overall, the pros of this movie, there were some good action sequences. At the same time, there were some clunky action sequences. I thought the storyline personally was quite engaging, although I think the exposition was a bit too long at times. The exposition in this movie could have been trimmed down. Even though it's only a 2 hour long movie, you really feel the exposition at times. Another thing I will mention, some scenes do feel a bit clunky, and I think that's because of all the reshoots that took place. Like, whether it's the exposition or the action, I think some scenes do feel a little bit clunky here and there. Like, for example, even Sidewinder, I enjoyed him in the movie a lot, played by Giancarlo Esposito. At the same time, I've got the impression that he was actually added only for the reshoots. Like originally he wasn't in the movie. He only came onto the movie during the reshoots period, which was about 22 days overall, I think, in 2024, because this movie was actually filmed in 2023. But overall, yes, this movie I thought had some good action, a solid storyline. I like the fact it paid homage to The Incredible Hulk, from 2008. Another thing I actually really liked as well, the political aspect of it. I thought the political aspect was actually pretty good. Is it at the same level as Captain America: The Winter Soldier? No, I think Captain America: The Winter Soldier by far has a lot better action scenes, a better storyline as well. So no, it's not at the same level as Captain America: The Winter Soldier, but I will say I really enjoyed the political intrigue in this movie. And also, yeah, I enjoyed a couple of the twists as well. So the political aspect of this movie, for me personally, didn't actually disappoint, although it wasn't as good as Captain America: The Winter Soldier. But overall, yes, some solid action, a decent storyline, great performances by Anthony Mackie, Harrison Ford, Carl Lumbly, Giancarlo Esposito. That new character Ruth in the movie, played by that Israeli actress, I thought she was okay. It was a bit it was a bit hard to take seriously at times because she's quite small and she's taking out these guys twice her size. In the movie, we do find out she was actually trained in the Red Room like Natasha Romanoff, but overall, yes, it was a bit hard to take seriously at times. If you're a Marvel fan, I think you'll like this movie. I know some people have been giving it very low ratings. It's got like the lowest cinema score for the entire MCU, and I think that's actually quite bullshit, excuse my language, because this movie is nowhere near as bad. In my opinion, this movie is not anywhere near as bad as Eternals, Thor: Love and Thunder, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Hell, I actually like this movie more than Black Widow as well. I know some people do like Black Widow. I found Black Widow to be okay, but very lackluster. I think this movie was actually a lot better than Black Widow. So overall, on the entertainment scale, I give this movie a 7.8 out of 10. Go support it. I mean, even if you don't end up liking it that much, just go check it out once. And yeah, stay tuned for more movie reviews very, very soon. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you all on the next one. All right, bye.